Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colonel Venkat, Director at AICTE New Delhi, and it gives me immense pleasure that when we today get connected with one of the very prominent speakers, Mr. Karthik Poovanam. Karthik Poovanam, you're very much connected.
Very much. How are you? Good to see you.
Grateful, Karthik. It's a pleasure, absolutely, in coming on a common platform in which you and me are connected, and to the participants who are connected. Karthik Poovanam needs no introduction, to say the least. You know, he is a person who himself has been talking. He has himself been communicating to multiple people, and his topic, his agenda is a diversified, to say the least. That subjects that he speaks on well-being. He talks about inner confidence. He talks about, you know, how to face the adversities. He talks about the challenges in life. So basically, if you sum up all these talks classify what you and me speak as motivational aspects, multiple motivational aspects. And today, when the lifestyle which we are living, the conditions in which we are living, the way in which we are progressing and moving, it is called as a very hectic life with lots of expectations and lots of demands. And that is where we require people like Karthik Poovanam to come inside. Karthik Poovanam has been more than kind enough that this particular meeting is in online mode. Otherwise, as a gentleman, he has been traveling across the country under own arrangements and then giving talks to people. And he has an audience of the topmost level in the country, wherein people listen to him, people follow him, and people have been actually speaking, making their own lives and their family's life that much more comfortable and easy. Karthik Poovanam, as always, it's a pleasure interacting with you. Today, this kind of a webinar we have organized in addition to the multiple activities that you have been doing. You have been going, I think you got a very jam-packed next week coming up from 20th onwards.
Yeah.
Trying to fit into this. We requested you for this and you have been more than kind enough. Grateful to you, and at behalf of AICTE Chairman, Honorable Chairman Anil Sahasrabudhe Sir, and Vice Chairman MP Punia Sir, and our very worthy Member Secretary Professor Rajiv Kumar Sir, I invite you to this particular platform, and stage is all yours. We eagerly look forward to listening from you.
Thank you, Colonel Ji. It's been an absolute pleasure seeing you again. I just have one complaint that we could not spend time the last time. Hopefully this time when I come to Delhi, I get to spend good time with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looking forward to.
Everyone, welcome to this wonderful session. This is called as How to Experience Your Life in a More Vibrant Manner. Make this session extremely participatory, and feel free to comment and keep yourself little deeply engaged, because you will be going through an experiential process in a very, very significant manner. If I may ask you, when was the last time you experienced a feeling of, you know, aliveness and vibrancy within? Like, when did you feel very, very charged within? What occasion would you think that has happened? That kind of a moment has happened. Think about it and just type it. Like, for example, you know, if I would say, just now I feel very vibrant, feeling every one of you here. So this is what I feel. Okay, I have typed. So I want you to type. What is it that you find? Everyone, please participate, because until you participate, you would not be very, very, you know, you will not be able to make the maximum utilization of this workshop. So go ahead and take a little moment and just type. When was the last moment you felt vibrant and alive in your life? Go ahead, everyone. I will be going through them. Take 2 minutes of your time in typing so that everyone gets to see it. Let this be a very, very fantastic. Great to be a part of the forum, fully energized. Okay. I want you to tell me, when was the last time you felt very energized in life? When was it? Is this moment, or is it, when was it? I want you all to think about it. When was the last moment when you felt very energized, very active, very alive in your life? Think about that. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. It can be any occasion in your life. Feel free to share. This is going to be like a family where we will be exchanging our thoughts in a very harmonious way, whereby taking it in a direction of feeling more alive and more vibrant and more enthusiastic within. So go ahead and share your thoughts with me. If you're all typing, just give me a thumbs up so that I get to know, okay. As far as I recollect, last week of November was with my parents blessed. Fantastic. Convey my regards to them. Go ahead. If you are all typing, just give me just show a thumbs up that you are typing so that I get to know that you are doing some activity. Let's keep this. Am I audible to everybody? Just say yes if I'm audible.
Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate the fact, these kind of sessions which are being organized by AICT have a logic and a meaning as to why we do it.
Whenever we are going.
Please be part of this particular meeting. Please be part of this session. And make sure that, our honorable guest, Karthik Poovanam, feels very much part. So let's have an active cooperation from everybody.
Whenever we are doing a team activity, okay. I'm waiting to listen to you all. Hello, sir. Yes, Shanwas, go ahead and tell me, when was the last time you felt very, very vibrant and active? We'll just take another 2 minutes to see who all are participating. Or if there was no moment that you people cannot recollect. Is that what I need to understand, that you never had a moment where you felt very active and very energized and very engaged in your life? Ladies and gentlemen, the toughest thing in our life is not knowing these moments. That is the biggest problem. While hang out with my friends. Okay, Stino says privately. Workplace. You can see Aparna saying it's a workplace. Okay. One time, like I have completed my master degree that collect from CM. Okay. So now you see, I am very vibrant today morning when I taught the subject in the classroom. The student gave their cooperation. Arun Prasad, very nice. So we have some very active participation happening, absolutely vibrant. So one very, very interesting thing I want to share with all of you is, have you observed that nobody is saying, this moment I'm feeling very vibrant? If you see in the very starting, there is one person who is saying, just now I feel very vibrant feeling every one of you here. So the one very important thing I want to share with you is, you have the opportunity to feel great, feel more alive, and feel more agile. What I'm referring to is called as a state of mind. Please understand this. It is a state of mind that defines every area of your life, no matter what you do. If you are in the classroom, whether you are in the home, whether you are talking to somebody, whether you're communicating to somebody, it is always the state of mind which creates the internal vibrancy. So ask yourself, how does a person who feels charged within, how does he look like? How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he breathe? Or how does she breathe? How does she speak? How does she engage in a day-to-day activity? When you are very, very vibrant, when you are very, very agile, how is your body language? I want you to create that state right now. It's very, very simple, and I will be sharing with you a very, very powerful process on how you can do it. So let's go ahead. And I want you all to keep your spine straight. Keep your spine straight, everybody. And close your eyes and take a deep inhalation. Hold your breath and very gently exhale. Continue closing your eyes. You're all perfectly fine. And whatever reasons that you have in your mind, where you have felt very energized, where you have felt very, very alive within, where you have felt very, very rejuvenated within, I want you to close your eyes and get back to that moment in life where you felt very, very agile, very, very alive, very, very vibrant, and experience that feeling in your body. Because until and unless you are experiencing something within yourself, you don't feel that state. That is why I asked you to recall when was the moment when you felt very, very active. So if you have met your parents and felt very, very active, go ahead and connect with that. If you have met somebody who has made your life more fantastic, go ahead and experience that. If you feel you have learned something, you achieved something, whatever in your life that you have stated, I want you to step into that moment and experience that whole event again in your life as if it is happening right now. I want you to see the people whom you saw when you felt very vibrant and active and alive. I want you to see yourself. I want you to feel that feeling and experience it right now as if it is happening. And say that this feeling must continue in all my activities. And very gently thank yourself and rub your hands. You may want to place them on your eyes. So how do you feel? Just share with me, how do you feel? If you if you felt nice, just say it was wonderful, like this. How did you feel the session? Great. Okay, Reshma says very nice. You don't have to say it privately, Reshma. You can say it very, very openly. There are things. Dr. Arun Prasad, you can also share it openly, send to everyone, instead of presenter, keep it as send to all attendees. Okay, keep it as everyone. It will be fantastic so that everybody can see what we are all communicating. This is going to be very, very fantastic. So that will be wonderful. Aparna says wonderful, fantastic. Feel good, very nice. Go ahead and let me know what you felt. Don't write a lengthy statement, your experience matters. So the reason I'm sharing this technique with you, all of you, is if you are not alive and not vibrant every single moment of your life, you're missing life big time. Now, how many of you here go to your classroom, feel very, very vibrant, feel very, very alive, feel very, very rejuvenated, feel fantastically awesome about what you're doing? Think about it. Just think about it for a moment and do an introspection. In the army, they say that if you're looking to join the army just as a means of a salary, you are in the wrong profession. The Colonel sir is here and he may correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right, Colonel sir? That army is not a profession where people just come there just to take a salary. We have Colonel B. Venkatji, and he can tell me very clearly, army is definitely not a profession where people come to just take salary. In similar ways, being a professor is not a profession where you simply go to take a salary. You must understand that there is a commonality between all the IPS officers, all the officers in the Indian Army, all the commandos, all the great businessmen, all the people, who are making crores of rupees, or anybody who is into any profession or multinational company, there is one commonality between all of them. They have all gone through a professor and a teacher in their life. There is a commonality. And you have the greatest capability and the capacity in nation building process. As professors, you are just not people who simply come to teach. You are the people who come to shape lives. Until and unless you change this narrative inside, you will not feel more alive and more vibrant within. Yes or no? Tell me. What do you feel? Isn't it so? Just give me a thumbs up if you feel so. Go ahead, everyone. Let me see. Yeah. Am I audible to everybody? Let's keep checking this. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So, what do you fear about what I said? Aren't you the people who are shaping the nation in a big time? The people in a big time? And until and unless you change this narrative, until and unless you feel more exuberant, until and unless you feel more vibrant, you will not be in a position to feel the intoxication of life, feel the intoxication of being more vibrant. And that is why you need to pitch in yourself big time. Every time you come to the classroom, if this feeling does not rise inside you, that you are coming to shape people's lives, you are coming to create something extremely meaningful for the nation, you will simply come and you will simply go. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't that a tragedy? Think about it. When every moment you can feel very, very high with an extremely strong sense of purpose. So, one very important thing that I want every one of you to internally do this activity, because until you do an internally powerful activity, you will not feel agile, refreshed, alive, and vibrant within. One of the most interesting things I want to share with you is simply this: you have an incredible power to create that happy, energetic chemical process inside. Every moment of your life, you have a very, very powerful decision to make. Are you a contributor, or are you simply existing here as a parasite to the university? You have to make this call. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a normal thing to be a professor. Recently, the last month, I was in Goa and I was doing a workshop with the commandos over there, for the finest commandos, anti-terrorism squad, intelligence officers, and I was making one very, very powerful, observation and technique that I shared with them. I told them one very important thing: the nation is safe when there is peace. The nation cannot function. You cannot go to a job when there is a curfew outside, when there is some kind of war happening. You cannot go. You cannot teach. During the pandemic, everything was restricted. You were not into the campuses. You know what was happening, right? So when war is happening, you cannot do that. And these people who stake their lives so that people like us can engage in our work in a more resourceful and a more productive way. So it's very, very important that you understand how you are changing the narrative. Your aliveness and your vibrancy is largely determined by how extremely fantastic and vibrant you feel within. How fantastically alive and vibrant you experience your life within. And for this, you have to change the narrative. You cannot, what kind of a story you are telling to yourself determines everything about you. When I ask many people, you'll be surprised to know what is your story. Think about it. What is your story? What is the story you're telling yourself? Are you telling that you are helpless? You have not got a job, that's why you've become a professor? Or are you telling a story that tomorrow when I go to the classroom, I have an opportunity to shape the lives of at least 50 people? Tomorrow when I go to the classroom, I have an opportunity to teach the subject in a more useful manner. My heart really beats for the students to know and understand as to exactly what is it that they are longing for. This subject is boring. How can I make it more interesting? How can I make this more engaging? It is very, very important that these kinds of stories resonate inside you. This kind of actualization happens inside you. Because until and unless this kind of an actualization happens, you will be shocked to know that every day you are simply going, attending, and coming back. You're going to your work and coming back, not feeling alive, not feeling fresh. Just one moment somewhere here and there, you will meet people, you will socialize, somebody's marriage, somebody's gathering, some occasion, some newborn baby, something is happening. Then you will feel more alive. Then you will feel more vibrant. New increment in the salary the government has announced, your management has announced, you start feeling very good. These occasions don't happen every day, but the beauty is I want you to understand that the seat of your experience is within you. Please understand this very, very deeply. You experience any kind of a misery not outside, you experience it within you. You don't experience stress somewhere 100 kilometers outside, you experience it within you. Yes or no? So your experience of life is very, very important. I want you to understand this. And your experience of life is happening from within you. And if you don't take the needed steps to deeply understand this, you are missing out on a huge possibility of feeling fresh and alive. Now, let's talk about this in very, very scientific terms. When we are talking about agileness, when we are talking about feeling fresh, what is it that we are talking about? Just now, I was seeing the order, the distance that I have, completed in the last 1.5 months in this country that I was driving in my own car. It's more than 6,800 kilometers. Do I look like a person who is tired? Just the last 1 week, I was driving towards Udaipur, then Jaipur, then I was in Delhi, then I went to Dehradun, then I went to Missouri. From there, I had come back to Jaipur. I was meeting constantly people. I was doing workshop with the cops. Then there's the people who have been deputed from CISF, from BSF, from ITBP into NDRF. Then I was doing workshop with the students, then professors, to events happening online. Now I'm talking to all of you. Do you feel any level of lethargy in me? Or do you see me any less interested in you? Do you see or you sense anywhere that I'm not engaged with you? It will not be so, because my heart feels for every one of you in this moment. My heart feels that you should experience more aliveness. You know one thing, when the pain of suffering, deepens, that's when, people try to avoid something and they want massive transformation. And that need not always happen physically. You can also construct it mentally. This is a very, very powerful process, which I understood at a very early stage in my life. And things have been phenomenal after that. The thing is, when you are deeply bothered by why your students in the classroom are not learning, when you feel deeply anguished, you will know the kind of miraculous possibilities that your brain is producing and making you feel more agile and refreshed so that you can teach in a more powerful way. I was sharing with you a very, very fantastic thing, that what is it that we are referring to as agileness, freshness, vibrancy? We are referring to something called as energy. Ladies and gentlemen, what you refer to as life is nothing but an arrangement of time and energy, isn't it? Today you have energy in your body, and there is time where you're experiencing this energy, whatever you're thinking, when you most of you are here, this event is recorded and thousands of other professors across the country will be having access to this. A live recorded session this is. So it's not restricted to the number of participants that we have here. It will touch thousands and thousands of people across the country. And what is that which is responsible for you to feel whatever you're feeling? It is energy, ladies and gentlemen. It's energy. And do you know that this part of your body, that is the brain, consumes almost more than 20 to 25% of your energy, this gray matter? And how is it consuming energy? Based on what you are thinking. Most of you, just think about it. Right now you are here. Are you completely here, or are you thinking of something else also? Is your brain parallelly processing some other information also? Think about it. So this is exactly what happens to a lot of people. Uh, We continue to think about this, we continue to think about that, we continue to think about so many things. And the worst thing is, behind everything that you're thinking, there is also energy which is getting associated. There is a certain level of energy that goes with every circuit that is formed in your brain, with every neurosynapses that is taking place, and with something which is repeatedly happening in your brain. There is a certain pathways which are also parallelly getting created, which is called as neural pathways. And ladies and gentlemen, when you are constantly distracted, your energy levels and your vibrancy levels are going to be at its lowest. And how do you create focus? You can only create focus with strong levels of determination and integrity and commitment. I repeat, you can only create strong levels of internal vibrancy and focus only when you are determined, when you have a strong sense of purpose, and when you're absolutely committed. And when you are not deeply committed, your energy is getting scattered, because with your thoughts, it will go here, it will go there. Let's say you take your car and you take your steering and rub it here, steer it on the right. What will happen? What's going to happen? Not only you will be experiencing an accident, but also you will be causing accident to others. Think about it. Is this not what's happening right now? Is this not what's happening right now when you are not feeling fresh, alive, vibrant within? When let's say my hands are very dirty and I'm coming to give you a shake hand, will you give me a shake hand? Will you give me a shake hand? Think about it. Let's say I'm smelling very bad, I'm smelling very ugly, I don't look good, my hairs are very shabby, there's all dust on my face. Would you like to, come and, greet me? Would you even entertain me? You say, don't come. Who is this person who just come? Now, when you are stressed, when you are anxious, when you are not feeling good, when you're not feeling high, this is exactly the shabby internal state that you are in. Probably, ladies and gentlemen, understand this. Just that others don't get to see our internal state. But if internally you don't cleanse yourself, this is what you are engaging yourself into. In that shabby internal state, you are approaching your work. In that shabby internal state, you are approaching your life. In that unbalanced manner, you are going ahead and doing everything. Is this justified to yourself? You don't have to justify to anybody in the planet. You just have to face yourself and ask yourself. So, for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, probably I don't know how many of you have heard me before, or maybe we are interacting for the first time. We'll be keeping on interacting with one another in a series of conversations online that happens, and it will be available through AICTE. But take this moment, the technique that I shared with you in the very beginning, and what all I have shared with you now, make it a living reality in your life. Because when you do not apply, thinking that nobody knows what I'm going through within, and therefore, I can come and I can do whatever I want to, you are missing life big time. And the people who shape the country's future, that is the professors, when you don't feel vibrant within, when you don't feel alive within, it is a tragedy. It is a great loss to the nation. It's not a loss to just yourself, it is a loss to the nation. It's just not a loss to you, it is a loss to the hundreds of students who are listening to you. You have the moral responsibility to feel high, feel agile, and that is where the process lies. You know, you have to be like your own mother. One of the reasons why we don't feel fresh and agile within, one of the other reasons is because somewhere we are not inclining ourselves with a resounding purpose. A purpose is not something that is bestowed on you by your organization or through. There will be norms of AICTE which you have to follow. There will be norms of the college that you'll have to follow. However, there is also a sense of purpose that you can give along with all of this. And that is today, how have I made the subject more relevant? Whatever I am teaching, how is this going to be useful? What is a practical application of it? So that when the child comes out tomorrow, there is a practical relevance of what he or she is learning. How can I create the environment in the classroom in a more agile way? Have you given a little thought in these directions? This is what gives you kick. Just see about it. This is what gives you more energy. This is what gives you more vibrancy. There is no excuse to ignorant living. Feed this in your brain. There is no excuse to ignorant living. And ignorant living only leads to accidental situations. And whether the stress, anxiety, worry, all the other kinds of mental ailments that you can talk and think about is only a residual impact of living an unconscious life, living a life in ignorance. So every day in the morning and every day before you sleep, there is two fundamental activities that you need to do. When you wake up, check your internal state. And when you are getting into the classroom, tell yourself that I am going to create today a beautiful painting. Painting need not just be a drawing or a structure. A painting can also be the future design of your student. You're painting the future. You're painting a canvas. Through your subjects, you are aligning the future of your students. The way you narrate, the way you describe, the way you speak, is all that is going to empower or disempower you. Is going to make you feel more alive or is going to make you feel low. Understand this. It's all about how you feel. And before you sleep, ask yourself, today I have invested my most valuable currency that I have with me in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, the most valuable currency in this planet is time. Yes, is that not true? Can we all be here if there was no time? Let's say that, someone, whom we know, when they have got hospitalized, what does a doctor say when he's in an extremely critical condition in the ICU, lying in the bed? What does the doctor say? The doctor calls the people and says, inform the people. He does not have more time. She does not have more time. Time, ladies and gentlemen, is ticking. And I make sure I tell this in all my workshop, that from the time we started till now, we are so many minutes more closer to our grave. And this is not a philosophy. I remind this every single day. All the greatest people who perform very well in their life, they wake up and they think, oh, I am one more day closer to death. How can I use this day in a more constructive manner? Think about this. Let's say in your bank account, you have about 1 lakh rupees. Would you throw it here, there, everywhere? Now just imagine how many lakhs of minutes you are having and how many lakhs of minutes you are just throwing away here and there without feeling agile, without feeling fresh, without feeling vibrant. That is the greatest loss. Until and unless you define what truly loss means, the ultimate loss of time, the ultimate wastage of time is when you are not feeling agile within, when you are not feeling fresh within. I shared with you a couple of techniques and I share one more technique. There are hundreds of techniques. However, with this limitation of time, I will share with you one more technique. This is called the art of constructive questioning. Let's say you ask a question, how can I be successful? Okay, how can I be successful? Now, the moment you ask this question, how can I be successful? It becomes a vague question because success is different for different people. Do you think a person who is making a millions of dollars and completely unhappy, a successful person? Just share with me. Do you consider him a successful person? Yes or no? Just share yes if it is yes. Otherwise, no. I consider no. The person is making millions of dollars and is not earning any money. If he's earning millions of dollars and is not happy, I don't consider him a successful person. So I said no. What do you consider? Just say yes or no in that words. Yes, let me listen. No, right? Reshma says no. Shrabil Misri is also saying no. Everyone, Reshma, Shrabil, why don't you make it to everyone? Let everyone see this, Mr. Subhash, everyone, I can see everybody and I want everyone's participation, Geeta, please participate. Parthi Joshi, please participate. Every one of you, there is no point in being a mute spectator. No one is going to judge any of you. So share your thoughts, about what you have listened. Shanwaz says no. Oh, go ahead, everyone. So let people know exactly, what every one of us see. No, right? Dr. V. Arun Prasad says no. Privately, Arunji, why don't you make it into public so that everyone sees it, what you're writing? So quality questions is required, yes. Quality questions, very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. If there is no quality questioning, it is not going to turn out to be effective. So the right question would be what? what does success mean to me? You have to define it. As a professor, what does success mean to you? As a professor, if you're not going to define that success truly means I have shared the knowledge in a more useful manner and my students have picked up and I can feel that they will be able to use this. Isn't that a successful parameter, to be kept? And look at your energy levels when you're going through that. Define quality questions. When you wake up in the morning, do you ask yourself, I'm going to this classroom today. Can I bring joy in all the students who are participating in the way in which I share the subject? How can I make the subject more interesting? This is a boring subject, I know it, but how can I make it more interesting? What kind of a narrative description I can give? What can I do to improve my language? What can I do to become more effective and a very powerful communicator? What can I do to retain my energy levels all the time? One thing is attending programs like this. Another thing is making myself feel more vibrant. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you one more very, very important thing. Do you not consider the kind of relationships that you exist and experience in your life as something which is very, 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 very significant in defining the kind of energy levels that you feel? Don't you feel that? Think about it. The relationships that you experience in your life also plays a very significant role. Isn't it so? Absolutely. The kind of relationship you hold in your life largely determines the quality of your life in a very, very powerful and significant way. If you're people who constantly speak negative, if you're people who constantly demotivate, if you're people who constantly gossip, then it is very natural that you will feel more drained from within. And when you have people who are more active, when they are more focused, when they are more engaged, when they are more vibrant, you will feel refreshed. Yes or no? Think about it. This is what is very, very key, crucial element. Your ability to feel agile, refresh, alive within largely determines so many different things in your life. Largely determines very, very powerful activity which is happening in your life, that is feeling life, feeling alive, feeling more vibrant. And next most important thing is gift yourself a smile. Until you gift yourself a smile, you will not be in a position to feel agile. When was the last time you truly smiled? When you felt very, very agile, when you felt very, very vibrant, when you felt very, very motivated within? Keep re-reminding yourself, keep taking in that energy and smile often. Smile because it's really creating a chemistry inside you. Feel yourself and let there be a pleasantness around you. Pleasantness is a very, very powerful force. It will shape so many different things in your life that you never ever imagined. And the kind of people who are there with you right now in your home, what can you do to experience good relationship with them? Think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the relationship that matters more than anything else. And every relationship that you hold in your life defines key areas of your life in a very powerful way. You won't believe this, but you can go into the link. I will share that link with you. People from so many different countries, they send their kids. Transformation happens. The rich kids of Europe, before the pandemic, when I was in Europe, so many young kids, smiling there. There is so much of disconnection between the parents, And then there is like a 17-minute video, which is like completely free, which I've made available in a link. I will share that link with all of you. Just share, just tell yes or no, so that I will get to know. Do you want me to share that link with you where you can see that video? Just tell me yes. Two people have said yes. Okay, go ahead. Everybody, yes. Every one of you, see, I'm your well-wisher, okay? Very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'll share with you two links. Okay? I'll share with you one link where you can share and experience my thoughts, which is like, so many videos, absolutely, feeling fresh, feeling alive from more than 35 plus countries that I've recorded, which are there in my YouTube channel, which are exclusively, I share it only with the people, who are in positions of power and authority. Because you're professors, you deserve this. So I will share that link with you. One is my YouTube channel link. I'll share it with you where you can see this. And the next thing is I will also share with you this link where you can see the relationship vibrancy, mastery, okay, where you can experience vibrant relationship mastery. So there are two videos in that. I want you to go through the two videos. They're absolutely free. There is no charge in that. But after that, if you feel, you need to have that course also, it's at a huge discounted price. It's absolutely up to you, because the kind of relationships that you hold in your life defines every area of your life. Today, I have relationship with people in over 121 countries. Wherever I go, I have people who come meet me. Colonel Venkatji knows us in person. Wherever I have gone, when I was in Masood, I was with people in the army, people, in the NDRF, they came, they met me, they want to talk to me. I share communication with them in over 121 countries wherever I go. I have not been to 121 countries. I've been to over 50 plus countries. There has never been a country where I experience as if I am alone. I just feel a part, because that's because of vibrant relationship. And there is a certain set of processes you have to apply in your life. You need to eliminate anger, jealousy, stress, negativity, toxic emotions, lies, and feeling of jealousiness. As I told you, all of this, when it is eliminated, you will feel more vibrant. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the kind of relationship you hold in your life will define your happiness and your internal state in a very, very powerful way. Don't take your relationships just like that. Your relationship matter more than anything else. Wishing you a very, very vibrant and a very energetic and a more fantastic and a more alive and a more rejuvenating state. It is absolutely a pleasure to have shared whatever I could with all of you. Now, I want you, if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can share your thoughts with me about how you felt about the session. It's an absolute pleasure to be with all of you here. Am I right? It was a pleasure to be with all of you. Dr. V. Arun. Thank you, Arun Ji. It's good, Shravel Mystery says. Very nice. Thank you, sir, Mr. Krishna. Thank you, Dr. Krishna. If you have any questions you want to ask me privately, you can ask me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, over to you, Colonel Venkat ji. Over to you. I hope you all had a wonderful time, everyone. Could you share any? Oh, sure, why not? This will be definitely a video recorded session, so it will be available, accessible to every one of you. You can go ahead an experience that is just going to be absolutely available to every one of you. Yes, Mr. Shanwaz, go ahead. You can ask me. Thank you, sir. All right. All right, Shanwaz. It is absolutely wonderful to be with all of you. How make our mind more vibrant? Sometimes the angry with us will lead to some problems. See, one of the reasons we are angry is because there is deep levels of negativity because of the kind of relationships that we hold in our lives. People are angry, not just like that. There is deep residual anger also. There is an anger that you experience when somebody does not behave the way you expect them to behave, and there is anger that happens also because of unresolved emotional states. When your emotional states are not resolved properly, when you don't experience proper emotions internally, when you experience negativity, that is when you deeply experience anger. So emotional healing is required, and until and unless you experience this emotional healing, which is also got to do everything with vibrant relationships. So Dr. Arun, I want you to go through that link, and every one of you can also share with me your thoughts. This is my mail ID. I've shared it with all of you. So here's my mail ID. I will be very connected. I will respond to all of your queries. Shraval Mistri, bad moments. Okay, I hope how to be energetic. Some moments are not the same. That's exactly what you have to apply what I have just shared. So this video will be available. Once again, watch it. All the techniques, make it a living reality in your life. Make the techniques a living reality in your life. Until and unless the techniques turn out to be and translate to be a living reality, you will not feel great. You will not feel fresh. You will not feel agile, isn't it? So that is very, very important. And the next most important is the link I have shared with all of you. I want you to go. There are two videos. One is 17 minutes video, another is about 8 minutes or 5 minutes video. I want you to go through that. And then after that, if you feel like what is the time, see, I always tell to people, your life largely depends upon where your money and your time is engaged. Please understand this. I'm repeating it once again. Where your time and money is engaged. If you are experiencing bad relationships, if you are not feeling very agile in your relationship, and you're continuing to not invest time and money in those directions, you are not doing a justice in your life. You just see, if you have invested a certain amount of money in a property, only then the property grows and you get benefited by it. You invest a certain amount of time and money in your education, you have become whatever you are. So it's always where you invest your time, where you invest your money, where you invest your energy. Yes or no, everybody? So be very, very careful about where you do that. I've already shared the link with everybody, and go ahead and watch it. It's absolutely available, and make use of it absolutely in a more vibrant way. That's all that matters. Have a very wonderful time. Have a very gracious time. And may you all know the joy and harmonious life in an experienced life in a more vibrant way. Thank you so much. Good day, everybody. Thank you.